Welcome to Project Die Hard Mission Monday Update. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central to get all of the updates and find out what is going on in the world of Project Die Hard. So we are happy and thrilled to have, as always, our president and founder here with us this evening. Let's bring in Brian Gibson to join in this conversation, and we also have a wonderful guest joining us tonight as well. Miss Debbie Hayes of Deb's Pets and Pet Club 247 is here to join us as well. So, Brian, over to you.
Oh, well, thank you, Sue. Thank you. Yes, folks, we're going to bring Deb in here, and we're going to change up a little bit today because if you follow us on our social media, you know we've been working an issue all day. So we still got to beat the drum because we still haven't found this veteran. But let's bring Debbie in. There she is.
Thank you.
All right. So for those that follow our page, I'll pull my screen up. I'm going to stick all of us down below. What? I hit the wrong button. See, Sue's supposed to be doing this, not me. Boom. All right. Well, hey, that works right there. All right, folks. This is the issue. If you saw our page, this is why I need you people to turn on your notifications. JP Barnum there, a 38-year-old veteran, missing since the 22nd, out of Leslie, Michigan, left the house with a note saying, going to a bridge. His vehicle was last seen going through Kingston Springs, Tennessee, as of 3/24. He does suffer from PTSD. He does own firearms. He's unlikely to have any on his body right now. But we need to find this veteran. Okay? I've been working all day with other veteran nonprofit leaders, and we've been trying resources and calling people and trying to get updates on this. His plate is a Michigan plate Echo Romeo uniform 1843. He's driving a 2007 Saturn Ion that is silver. So, let's take some time to talk about this.
Can you give us that plate number again, just in case anybody wants to catch that and if they're looking?
It's a Michigan plate, Echo Romeo uniform 1843.
Got it.
A 2007 Saturn Ion, silver in color.
And last seen in Tennessee. Wow.
Last seen in Tennessee. So he went from Michigan to Tennessee.
Brian, can you, for my sake, if you think it would be helpful to the audience also, explain a little bit the process that you go through when you're looking for somebody? I mean, who you notify first and...
We crosstalk, we notify every law enforcement, every EMS. We share it out to all of our networks. We beg people to share it out. From 22 until none. They were the first ones to get it reported to, so they did their part and blasted it out to all of us, other nonprofits, so we can blast it out because that's teamwork in action.
Right.
This is why it's so important for our followers to hit that little notification button on the Project Die Hard page. Because, most of the time it's just us going, hey, help. But every once in a while, there's important stuff that we ding out there and it says, hey, get to work. That was at 11 hours ago. I posted that onto our media. And my message is real simple. Find this veteran, Die Hard 6. Boom. That's it.
And are you able to talk to the relatives of the veteran to find out if there's any logical location that he might be going for it, or?
We have no contact with the family. Just like when we get a veteran family that calls us direct, and we put the first initial blast out and tell everybody,
Mhm.
it all funnels back to the original poster because they deal with the family. That way there's not 20 of us
Right.
bombarding the family for on this.
Okay, I misspoke. I didn't mean did everybody call the family. I meant, was there a contact person?
Oh, yes.
For the family too?
Yes,
Okay.
there is a contact. If we get any information, I can shoot a text to the team. I can shoot a call to a team member. That's how we work together with our other organizations, because that magic word I always say, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
And that does bring it back to that whole the reason Project Die Hard exists and why we need to do all the things that we keep talking about every week so that we can grow this facility, that we can be there for veterans that are at a place like he is.
Right.
We're here to help. And where does a guy like this go? It would be perfect if he could come and spend some time at Project Die Hard and have that be an option.
Yeah, that forward operating base rush, right? That's what the whole facility is there for. Yes, we're going to house transitional housing for veterans, but if a veteran just needs to get away for a weekend,
Mhm.
they can come and say, "Hey, I just need to clear my head," and we want to be there for them.
So, okay, that brings another question, because I was on live last week when you were by yourself on Monday, and then on Tuesday, I think I texted you and said, I ended up being by myself on my podcast on Tuesday, and I talked for 30 minutes. So I talked a bit about Project Die Hard, and I was under the impression that when you actually get the facility built, that all of the housing is going to be not permanent, but it's not going to be short term. Is that
No, it's not 30, 60, 90 days. If they come in as a resident, they get 1 year free of charge.
So then what do you do about somebody that, like you said, wants to get away for the weekend to clear their head or something? Do you have any plans for that?
Yeah, that's called our retreat center. That's going to be on the back 20.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't know about. Okay.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, that's
God gave land.
So the facilities are extremely important.
That's it. Yes, our transitional veterans, are in the main building, but this is why we're building the retreat center. This is why we're doing all this. So if a veteran just needs to come for a day, sit down by the pond, throw a line out, the pond's already there, so that's too easy. I mean, in a way, we kind of do that with our fellowship breakfast. we give veterans a safe, non-judgmental, secure place to come, fellowship together, talk to each other, support one another, and get a free meal.
Mhm.
And in that way, you have served a lot of veterans in this past year.
454.
Wow, that's great. And really, the fellowship is the more important. I mean, it's great that they get a free breakfast, but that fellowship is really important.
Well, that, and we invite our resource partners to come break bread with. We invite everybody to come break bread with the veteran. But our resource partners come and they have a breakfast and they share, hey, a veteran says, hey, I need this. Well, hey, here's the guy right here, or here's the girl that can provide that.
Mhm.
That's the teamwork aspect. It's an amazing thing when we work together what we can do.
Yes. Sure.
So, I guess it's time for me to close this, open this, open this.
He's got all the magic tonight.
Oh, I don't have all
Sorry.
the magic. Did we get that thing that we were trying to figure out this morning figured out?
I have not had the
Okay,
yep.
don't worry about it. You need to
I'm still
tune
at
in
work.
you need to tune in next week because things are moving. Things are moving. All right, folks. I'm going to share my screen again. Go here. Go here. And bring this up. All right. We'll keep everybody down.
Off because we're covering part of the news there.
That's fine. All right. So, yes, this is the Mission Monday update. This is our weekly update on how the mission is growing, the needs of the mission, with special guests that are helping us bring hope to veterans, and where we talk about veterans issues. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Our hashtags are PDH Pray, PDH Share, PDH Volunteer, and PDH Donate. What the camera's blocking off, guys, y'all know it. It's the purple. You've seen it everywhere on our stuff. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, so going there, we have to explain a couple things because people have been asking, but I'm going to try my best to explain this. And Susan can hop in if I get flustered. All right. The muscle behind the mission. That is our volunteer force, right? John 13:35 tells the world we're one in Christ when we help each other. A PDH volunteers bring skill, knowledge, and heart to this mission. They save the mission funds by giving their time. Okay. I can't tell you all the emails I get every day. Well, Sue knows because I gripe to her at times. Pay us this money, we'll do this. Pay us this money, we'll do this. Well, we'd rather spend our money on a veteran than a graphic designer. We'd rather spend our money on a veteran than a podcast engineer. You know, all paid positions within Project Die Hard start here as a volunteer. Can't see the tagline, but it says, "We hire from those who walk it, not talk it." Okay. There's two ways when you start as a volunteer, there's two paths you can take. If you want PDH funds, you first start as a volunteer, because before you lead, you must follow, right? Then you become a volunteer team leader. That way there you can show us what you're bringing to the table. This ensures veterans get the best care possible. And it shows the true reason why you join this team. Because if you're just coming for a paycheck, you're barking up the wrong place. Advancement, it will be available. As the mission grows, facilities get built, programs get established, and then opportunities become available. This is for the paid. PDH leadership starts the same way. You start as a volunteer, you go to a team leader, and then it changes. Then you go and you become an ambassador, like Sue, like Kurt, right? Our ambassadors know the mission inside and out. They protect the mission and help it grow. That's an ambassador's job. From ambassador, you can move on to a FOB leadership team, right? Because we're putting a facility everywhere. Being on a FOB leadership team, you protect the veterans at that facility. And you advise on local veteran issues, because veteran issues are different all over the nation. We have different ones here. I know Sue has different ones up there. Deb, I'm sure you have different ones where you're at. There's different veteran issues all over. What you can't see, let's see if I can, there you go. From the FOB leadership team, you come on to the PDH leadership team. The PDH leadership team guides the mission overall, sets policies, procedures, and ensures that the core values are met. Why the difference, right? Why the paid way and the volunteer way? No one can serve two masters. Matthew 6:24 says it. To make a decision that affects a veteran life, where must it come from? Your service to the veteran or your service to the money? I don't take a salary. So my whole concern is, what is good for my brothers and sisters? That's it. Project Die Hard core values. You heard me say them. You've seen them. I'm going to repeat them. God will never leave the mission. The suffering of veterans will not be used to grow this mission. There are no drugs, no alcohol allowed within the mission. If you can work within those parameters, step up. every team member has the right to put an idea forward to grow the mission to serve veterans better. Okay. So my question is to our audience and everybody that sees this now or down the way, what can you bring? What path will you take? Will you take the paid path or the volunteer path? And I'm going to stop sharing there because that's the update. But I know Debbie has to run here soon. So does that explain it pretty well?
It does. What do you think are the key points if I'm talking about it and I don't have as much time as you did, plus I don't have the cue cards there? What are the most important things to mention to people?
When you volunteer with us,
Mhm.
we can spend more funding on the veteran.
Okay.
Sue, you got into the next bullet point on that? When you volunteer, that's the big one for me. It's we get to spend more resources on the veteran.
Well, the other thing, as far as what you're offering right now, it's the breakfast, and then what else? People, it sounded like people could still come as long, to the property, as long as they know that there's a fishing pond there and not much else.
That's about it.
Okay.
We are open for in-person events, so people could come use the facility if they have a program or something they want to provide to veterans. Again, we will let them use what we have.
Because there is a meeting space, there's a kitchen, there's pieces in place that are very, very useful now.
Oh, I didn't know that there was anything on the property at all. So this
the building, right?
Okay.
It has a functioning kitchen, ADA bathroom, a day room, a meeting room. It's just we can't house it.
Right. Okay.
We don't have a shower in the building.
That was an
Yes.
issue. After a while, anyway.
But again, that is the talking point of why people need to support Project Die Hard, right? If they volunteer, it saves us funds.
Right.
This is why when we ask people become that monthly patron, it doesn't go to salaries.
Right.
No leadership takes a salary. No leadership will ever take a salary. It goes to outreach programs. It goes to growing the mission. It grows to everything but expensive trips and Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah. Do you have capabilities for counseling if somebody came in, since you have the building there?
We have a organization that provides counseling. Again, if we can get a counselor from the local area that volunteers their time and wants to set up a group counselor or need a place for one-on-one, they can reach out to us. Okay, there's, again, we share what we have.
Right.
And part of what we're doing here is growing that network of who do we have that we can call on when something comes up. Who's available? What's your skills? What's your expertise? How are you willing to support the mission with what you do and what you know? And the more people we reach that way, the more that are willing to say, hey, I can do this, then the faster we're able to help people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, We have an email list. We have a private Facebook group for our volunteers. We put out our needs. We say we need to volunteer to do this. And then if somebody steps up, praise God. I just got this one simple rule, and Sue and Kurt understand it. If you say, Brian, I got that, it's yours.
You say you got it, you got it.
Just keep me in the loop. That's all I ask, is keep me in the loop.
And you're fortunate, Brian, to have two dedicated volunteers that will follow through, because as sad as it is, you think that somebody's, because they're volunteering, I mean, they volunteered, stepped up willingly, but some people don't follow through, so.
Trust me, I know it. We hold a monthly give back day. We invite people every month, come help get the building up and running. And I've had people, yep. And I get up there bright and early, put on the coffee, get the donuts going, and then they don't show up. They don't even call, they don't even text.
Yep, that's too bad, isn't it?
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yep. Well, thank you for that summary, because that's good, because I do want to be able to, hopefully I won't have to do too many of the podcasts by myself, but.
Well, again, you never know.
That's true. You just flow.
When we work together and we share each other's missions, if you need help in a certain way, right, then we put it out in the network. Hey, you don't want to help on our podcast because you don't like me, I'm ugly, I got it. Well, we got this other podcast that works with us with service dogs and all this. They need some help. Yep. That's just like got a call out Thursday to the local Humane Society about them becoming a resource partner.
Oh, nice.
Again, we'll see. I got the 3 core things. All right, Dad. Well, it's coming high on the hour. You got to run.
I do.
Well, thank you for joining us. And when you leave, I'm going to pull Kurt in, and then we'll go on to the next thing.
All right.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Always good to see you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, now how do I get out of here?
Just like that.
And there's the Kurt Meister.
There you go.
All right.
So you had a good talk about pets, I take it?
All about the mission.
Nope. It's all about the mission.
All about the mission. We talked about a missing veteran. I gave the update. But now I didn't pull in this last slide because I wanted you to hear when we talk about this next slide. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen.
All right. Slide, slippity slide.
Hey. There it is, folks. The Project Die Hard Fill the Can Challenge 2024. You know this. You've seen it. Every year, this is our major fundraiser right here. Runs from Memorial Day to July 4th. To participate and for more information, you got to email fillthecan@projectdiehard.org. This is the big thing that we're going to talk about. New for 2024, the virtual can. We have a virtual can now. You do not have to physically put a can in your business, but you can still win the trophy because it's a traveling trophy. The rule is those who raise the most wins their name on the trophy. So we will stop sharing that. All right, my podcast team and ambassadors.
So who do you know?
That's my question.
Who do you know that can get their own virtual can going? Because it's pretty dang easy to do. Just got to get the word out.
It is.
First.
It is. Okay, let's explain the virtual can. Okay. People sign up. We use Mighty Cause. If you are a patron, if you go to our donate button, it takes you to Mighty Cause. Why do we use an outside source to process our donations? Because I don't want to carry the insurance for keeping credit card numbers. Let them handle that. Yeah. They take their percent, which isn't a lot. Okay. It's the best thing going for nonprofits. They don't pay us. They just process, but I'm telling you, they've been vetted and re-vetted and checked and double checked before we signed on to them because you know me. That's the way it goes. But you will get a link and it's real simple. You go in and you put in your name. The blurb is already going to be there. The logo is going to be there. And basically all they have to do is use any means, social media, print up flyers, hand them out, hang a sign in their store, tell the world, help us win. It is a challenge. It is a competition. I know May 25th, we're going to be doing the Fill the Can kickoff. We're still negotiating with a venue right now, but we know it's going to be in Metropolis, Illinois, because that is the center of all the past participations where they can get a physical can. So, why get a physical can if you can? Because you can put up a physical can and still do a virtual can.
Double dip, sorta. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Seeing that physical can there is that visual that prompts people to do something. And then you have the virtual option, you can reach everybody.
Yeah, we had a request last year for virtual cans. We weren't set up for it because, I just don't pull anything. You guys know I don't just pull anything out of my hat. We check, we recheck, double check. How do we do this the right way?
So now you got it. Now it's there for the offering and for the taking, because all you have to do is say, hey, I can do this. My turn. I'm stepping up. I would love to see, I don't know how many people are watching this right now, but if we would have 2 people email you in the next half hour here yet and say, hey, count me in, I would call that a massive success just from what we're doing right now. So if you have the urge to do that, what was the email address again?
Fill the can at projectdiehard.org.
Easy to remember.
Don't you just love the way I do the emails?
Got to keep it simple. People remember it that way and it works.
Yeah. Actually, Kurt, you probably have it set up. Or, well, wait, I can do that here, right? Because I have the technology. We will go. Yeah, here we go. Ladies first. There you go, Sue. Speak it up.
There it is. Where do you fit in? It's what Brian says all the time about how teamwork makes the dream work. Join my team. You see on the bottom there's an email address. That's my email address. Reach out. We need help here on the podcast team. That's an easy way to get started and fit right in, because we need, it says right on there, schedulers to locate guests and get them on the show here. And also, we need a podcast engineer who would be willing to do the behind the scenes pieces for this show. Because if we have somebody else being able to take care of those pieces, that would make a massive difference here in what we're able to provide and the value we can give to you as you're listening in to what we do here. So, Project Die Hard, we are here. We are ready. We need you. What is this something that you're willing to step into? Because again, sometimes it's like, oh, I want to help, but I don't know what can I do? Here's what you can do. This is easy. This is not a big, massive commitment. This is something that is doable. So if you had any interest at all, please reach out. Again, my email's down at the bottom there, susan@projectdiehard.org. Go ahead and start asking questions. You don't have to send an email saying, you got me, I commit. You can say, hey, I've got questions. Please ask. Let's talk. So
and again, this is Susan's team. Susan is on my team.
Yeah.
This is join Susan's team. And I'm going to keep that up there because I got to be fair. I got to be fair. Here you go, Kurt. Do your.
So there you go. We're forming another can-do team, Team Kurt. So where do you fit in? You definitely fit in with Team Kurt. So go ahead and email me about, fill the can and this podcast show and ideas of people that you think might want to talk about thinking about considering being a scheduler or an engineer. We don't have to worry about if it's with any certainty or anything, but any possibility is worth pursuing. We got to have the conversation first, and it's not displayed here, but I can also add my phone number verbally, 262-372-1754, because for me, if it's got to do with our veterans, I'm going to do it. Again, this is a can-do team. Team Kurt, thanks for considering it, and definitely worth sharing it for whatever you can do, or I'm not sure if you can do. Definitely pass it on, get it out on social media, and let your following know, your Facebook friends, your LinkedIn connections, whatever social media communicating you're using. Please consider making a mention of Project Die Hard in one way or another. We appreciate it.
There we go. So we have the Susan team and the Kurt team. The
interesting thing is I have my two bosses here, boss man Brian and boss lady Susan. So
I
hope I'm doing okay.
No, look, you guys are on my team.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, not to lead into some of the discussions we have, but the meeting earlier today. What are all these emails? Oh, you don't got to worry about those. Okay. Right?
Yep.
Because if I have a question, these are the people I reach out to. if you are there on their team and you need to talk to me, they'll arrange it. I'm an open book. I'll talk to anybody. But if my other people go, hey, this person from Team Kurt did this, and a discussion has to happen, I'm going to talk to Kurt first and say, you might want to have a discussion with this person. Because what?
Yep.
God will never leave the mission. We will never use the suffering of veterans to grow the mission. And there's no drugs or alcohol allowed in the mission. That's the core values. Susan and Kurt have been with the team long enough. They know all the ins and outs. Again, we will listen to any idea, but I can guarantee these two people, when you say, hey, I got this great idea, and you tell them, they're going to be brutally honest. I'm not taking that to Brian. Are you? Nah. Because I know it ain't going to fly.
That's the outs of the ins and outs.
But this is a great place to come and volunteer. You get to hang out with great people. We have fun.
And the leadership team is committed to make sure with volunteering that there's some fun to be had while we volunteer doing a good thing.
Yeah, there's always, look, the morning, look, I need one person to do a reel on Wednesday morning for Wacky Wednesday. I'm not wacky.
Are you sure about that? But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
How many times do you invite me to that 12 o'clock shakedown stuff?
Not enough.
And
not
you
enough.
haven't never seen me there, have you?
Actually,
we have not.
Speaking of that, though, I do have one quick little thing to share from what we learned today at the 12 o'clock shakedown. Because today actually is, let me just grab my screen here. Today's March 25th, 2024. It is National Medal Day. It's National Medal of Honor Day. So part of the facts that it has listed here is, so we honor the valor that the most courageous servicemen and servicewomen in the United States military have displayed. And to date, there have been 3,468 medals of honor awarded to those who fight to keep our country safe. And today is the day to honor their exemplary service. So I just thought it was something I wanted to share and
great.
Make people know. That's huge.
You want to dive in a little deeper on that, though? Medics hold the most.
Ooh, oh. I never would have known that, but that actually makes a lot of sense.
You go to Fort Sam Houston, Texas, and every building is named after a medic that had received the Medal of Honor.
Wow. I did not know that.
Medics, we hold the most. But that's our nature.
Mm-hmm.
Hacksaw Ridge. That movie, that's true.
I have not seen
Desmond
that one.
Dawes refused to pick up a weapon, but became a medic. We go above and beyond. I'm not bragging, it's just our nature. That's what we do.
The way you're wired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much. I mean, really, the honor of that. That's with all humble appreciation.
Look, I've never tried for the Medal of Honor. Well, you can't try for it. It just happens. I've been blessed that I've never been in that situation that would require it, but I would give it freely. That's another thing about Medals of Honors. They're most, and I post humorously after they're dead.
Mm.
They get awarded.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No. Not look. Yes, my brothers that did that, brothers and sisters that did that, right? That sacrifice. They've earned it.
Mm.
But I guarantee not one of them said, I'm going to go do that so I can get a medal.
Nope.
No.
It's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Goes all the way back to, what is it? I forget when the first one was issued.
Mm.
Civil War, I think. Here goes Sue. She's typing.
Yep. When was the first Medal of Honor given? The Great Locomotive Chase, also known as Andrews Raid, was a military raid that occurred on April 12th, 1862. 6 of the raiders would receive the very first Medals of Honor on March 25th, celebrating today, 1863.
So that would be the Civil War.
I had no idea it went back that far, so I
Oh,
learned
yeah.
something tonight.
Yeah, that's when the award was created. I say, you go to Fort Sam Houston, every building is named after a medic that has won it.
How many people out there knew that one?
Yeah,
A whole lot of us learned something tonight. I like that so much.
yeah. Fort Sam Houston is the home of the Medical Corps. We hold the most, so. But that reminds me now of, and I'm still going to call it, those Fort Benning, Georgia, their Hall of Heroes. Sergeant Amy Quinn hangs in the Hall of Heroes there. Sergeant Courtney Rush, who Forward Operating Base Rush is named after. That's a hero. Medals of Honors are great. I'll take the flack for not naming our facilities after people that have won the Medal of Honor or the Bronze Star or the Silver Star. I'll take the flack. Beat me up. But I'm not going to let anybody forget that the war still goes on here at home. And we lose my brothers and sisters every day in that war. All right, cheer me up now because you got me bummed.
That wasn't supposed to bum you. I'm so sorry.
Again, folks, these people are great because they take what runs through my crazy head at 1 o'clock emails. I don't see anything till 7 or 8 when they reply, but whoa, put on the brakes, Brian. Whoa, well, that's a good idea. How do we move that forward? I'll tell you right now, Sue is the one that says put on the brakes. Kurt says,
What about this? What about this? And how about that other thing? And wait, we can do that. And wait, we got these other ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pedaling forward.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for Wacky Wednesday because I realized you're not asking for Wacko Wednesday. So
Yeah, no. Look, your 12 o'clock shakedown on Wednesday is a perfect fit.
It is.
there we go. We can
But-
tie it in. Absolutely.
Yeah, again, that's Wacky Wednesday. That's halfway through the week. have a little fun. It's just I'm not wacky. Kurt, some of the headgear you had, right? You know, you can pull that off. I can't. You know, but again, I would look if we can find somebody just to do that on Wednesday morning, do a reel, send it to us so we can post up of being a little wacky, but giving a veteran hope. That'd be the perfect fit.
Yeah, well, Sue, maybe you want to call Coach Les out of Minnesota. He's the guy who's running some ice cream shops, and he's been known to like come out of the ice cream cooler and say, "Hey!" He's got his thing. So maybe he would do it to, fall into his wackiness. Yeah.
It could be. Again, folks, this is why we ask people share the mission. See, we just came up with an idea. Now, it's in God's hands, but somebody out there knows somebody who can walk out of a freezer being wacky and going, "Stay alive, guys." See?
Yep. That's right.
So, what else we got to talk about?
Well, the next 2 weeks will be interesting because we got April Fool's Day next week, and then the following is the solar eclipse. So we'll have some twists and turns around us while we're trying to do our show. So
you're talking April 1st, April Fool's Day. I'm talking about next Sunday.
What's next Sunday, the 31st?
The Lord has arisen.
Yep.
Easter snuck up on us. It's here.
Yep.
That's something. Hey guys. Yeah. I think I shared a reel 2 days ago on the page where it showed this dirty cup of water being under a faucet. That's prayer. You start out dirty, but you become clean if you keep praying and saying, "Lord, teach me, show me." You're never going to be perfect, but yeah. All right. I think we've beaten them up enough. We got 2 people. Looks like we hit a max of 7, but we're down to 2. So with that, share this out to everybody. And if you know of anybody that wants to be on this little wacky thing we call Mission Monday, have them email monday@projectdiehard.org. And the team, hopefully by next week we have more team members, will take care of you. I'm out. Unless you guys got anything else. Thank you and God bless. See y'all next week.
See y'all next week. Have a blessed week, people. Everyone.